Ladies and gentlemen, the NFL dropped a video recently called Full Tennessee Titans 2024 Preview Predictions, where they will be guessing our total floor and ceiling numbers. So I thought I'd hop in here and give a quick reaction to this 9-minute video, and then tell them whether I agree, what points I agree with, and what points I disagree with, and why. So let's go ahead and get into this video.
Tennessee Titans, a 6-11 2023 that led to the end of the Mike Vrabel era. Time now for some Brian Callahan.
We need Nissan Stadium to be the most feared stadium that people walk into every Sunday.
Titans 2024 offseason line in the sky, a mere 6.5 wins. Taste of last season, hard to forget, I guess. Callahan charged with infusing life into a Titans offense that finished 27th in points per game, 28th in yards per game.
Levis from his own end zone is intercepted by Zach Sealer.
Will Levis, the QB he's working with. Rookie had his moments under tough circumstances.
He did. That's true.
84.2 rating, not bad all things considered.
They know it's coming. Who cares? Let's go.
8 touchdowns against 4 INTs and over 12 yards per completion.
We've also got to think that Will did really well to start, so he really slowed down towards the end of that, and that was the... Let me go back to that if I can. This right here was really what I was impressed with the Titans last year, because so many people wanted to say DeAndre was going to come in and underperform, and he became the first 1,000-yard receiver the Titans had since A.J. Brown. So him coming in and doing that 1,000 yards, 7 touchdowns, 75 receptions. I know that's a lot of receptions, but hey, the second receiver for the Titans, you could argue, was Treylon Burks, was Nick Westbrook, so not bad for the definite number one guy.
Receiver DeAndre Hopkins put up over 1,000 yards.
DeAndre Hopkins!
500 more than any other Tennessee receiver. He scored 7 times.
Trying to get it to Hopkins. Will Levis!
Titans did Levis a solid by signing Calvin Ridley away from Jacksonville. He went for over 1,000 yards with them in 2023.
Fires left corner of the end zone. That ball.
Sorry if I'm pausing a lot, guys, but I'm going to go ahead and pause again. And that's what people disvalue with this Calvin Ridley signing, is not only are you getting another 1,000-yard receiver who went for 8 touchdowns and 6 receptions, you're also stealing away what was one of the top receivers for Jacksonville last year. So you're stealing away a receiver from a division rival with a quarterback that played shaky last season.
Ball is going to be caught. Calvin Ridley.
And they added Tyler Boyd for the slot. He knows Callahan's offense well.
Which is going to be key.
Look fast right there, boy.
They still have some hope for Treylon Burks that he can do a little something. He's been hurt both of his first 2 years. The first rounder needs to stay healthy if he's going to finally show up.
Looking for Burks. He's got him at the 20-yard line.
Tennessee likes what they have at tight end. Chigo Okonkwo, over 500 yards, over 50 catches in his year 2.
Henry, he's going to throw it. Man is wide open. Touchdown! Chig Okonkwo.
Lack of options at wideout led to running back Tyjae Spears being 3rd on the team in targets.
Played
He had
effectively.
some nice pass catching games.
Into the nickel. Here comes the blitz outside for Spears.
It really
Spears
is
racked up
so
almost
important.
400 yards receiving, over 400.
His versatility as a pass catcher is, in my opinion, what led to the Titans being like, okay, we are losing one of the best players in our franchise history, but we have the people here, and we can go out and get a guy like Tony Pollard to come in as well, and maybe not fill that gap entirely, but we can be comfortable with moving on from Derek. Let's continue.
50 rushing yards in his first year in the NFL.
Spears knifing, spinning, turning, touchdown!
But he won't play second fiddle to the king anymore. Derrick Henry departs off an up-and-down year, but one that saw him put up over 1,100 yards.
Jacksonville suspecting
He did.
Derrick Henry.
12 touchdowns,
With a
4.2 a carry.
patchwork
He still
offensive
made the
line
Pro
as well.
Bowl.
That is the king.
They replaced him with Tony Pollard, over 1,000 yards rushing for Dallas last year, 6 scores, 4 per run.
Puts his head down, threw a guy at the 5, bangs to the goal line.
Pollard also caught 50 balls for 300-plus receiving yards. He's been good for that much 3 years running.
What's that happening?
just ran the fake.
Titans O-line, those gents are working with, has lots of room for improvement. They gave up 64 sacks.
64 sacks. That's
28th.
why.
Here's pressure. Barnett.
That's why the Titans made so much.
Center
That's exactly why the Titans made so much of a key point to focus on the offensive line this offseason.
Aaron Brewer, left tackle Andre Dillard's services were not retained. Neither guy fared well for them.
Third sack. Grabbed him by the shoulders and spun him down.
Added center Lloyd Cushenberry, previously with Denver. He had a good 2023, and they drafted J.C. Latham in the first round of the draft.
Big JC!
This was a glaring need for them. Latham is a mammoth human being. Played at right tackle there. He's also played inside at guard. I believe he'll be a left tackle in the NFL, Charles.
Rest of their guys are returning Titans who have to play better to give the offense a chance.
And it's another sack for this Houston Texans defense.
Turning the page to the Titans defense, it was a middle-of-the-pack unit in points per game and yards per
They
game.
focused
It could
so
have been
much
worse, though.
hard on
They were
it,
at least number one in the red zone. Titans defense also excelled at stopping the run. 3.8 yards per carry allowed.
Y'all scared.
Gonna happen when you got Big Jip.
Y'all scared for.
4 new faces being infused into the starting lineup. They won't have Azeez Al-Shire anymore. He had over 160 takedowns last year.
Swarm. This is going to be a 4th and short here.
They filled his role with former Charger Kenneth Murray, who comes over off a 100-plus tackle, 3-sack campaign.
Stop behind the line of scrimmage. Kenneth Murray.
His partner would have gone for triple digits too, but Jack Gibbons missed some games. He still ended up with 95 in his second year.
Under duress and he's sacked for the 3rd time. Jack Gibbons, second-year man out of Minnesota, got there.
Stopping the pass last year was not a Titan strength.
That's
Tied
why
for
they focused
27th
on
in
it.
rating allowed. No team had fewer INTs, and they were 30th in completion percentage allowed.
Throws it downfield for Kylan Granson.
Rand made sure to target on the
Pass
secondary.
rush didn't produce a lot of QB hits. They were middle of the pack in sacks, and they lost their sack leader. Defensive tackle Danico Autry took down 11.5 QBs. He led the team.
Danico Autry with his 7th of the season.
Outside linebacker Harold Landry bounced back from injury to rack 10.5, and he had 70 tackles. That's a solid number for a dude focused on the signal caller.
He'll be brought down in Tennessee.
They brought in another former Charger, Sebastian Joseph Day, to fill
SJD.
his void.
Finally, Sebastian Joseph Day got to him.
He's never had more than 3 sacks in a season, though. Defensive tackle Jeffrey Simmons only got in 12 games, so he only managed 5.5. Defensive end Arden Key chipped in with 5 at least.
Arden Key off the edge. That ball popped out.
Defensive end Arden Key chipped in with 6 at least.
Arden Key off the edge. That ball popped out. Key was the first one there again.
I'm so confused. They just said that twice.
Tavondre Sweat should get a chance to start at
Nope.
nose tackle for them
Tavondre.
right out of the gate. He was their second rounder this year.
Yeah, this is a mammoth human being. You see the weight there, 366
Gonna really
pounds.
play that Tierra Tart role that
This is
we
someone who
lost
can really
to
clog
Houston.
the run lanes with his big frame.
A lack of consistent pressure made things tough on most of their DBs. Safeties Amani Hooker and Elijah Molden both gave up ratings over 105.
Caught Calvin
I think that's very skewed
Cornerbacks
because of what he
Christian
just
Fulton,
said.
12 games played, rate allowed almost 120, so he's not coming back. And cornerback Trey Avery gave up 6 touchdowns and a rating over 140.
Does he keep it
Oh.
in?
Avery should see less snaps, being Tennessee picked up 2 new cornerbacks. Legarius Sneed, who they ponied up for to snag from Kansas City, where he's been a top shelf corner for the last few years.
Church gets rid of it.
Then we got Chidobe.
Off by Sneed.
And they got Chidobe Awuzie, former Bengal. He comes over off a so-so year, but has a few fine showings on his resume.
Awuzie had the coverage in the end zone.
The 2 newcomers will pair with Roger McCreary. He held quarterbacks to an 80.3 rating, faced the most targets, an interception, no touchdowns allowed.
Picked off.
Solid.
Roger McCreary on the interception.
Not many teams have punters worth mentioning. Not many have
Ryan
a stoner
Stonehouse is
punting
worth
for them.
mentioning.
Ryan Stonehouse led the league in yards per punt at 53.1. Dude has a boomstick.
That's the leg that Ryan Stonehouse, the #1 punter in the NFL, has. 71-yarder.
Kicking duties were held down by Nick Folk. Needs to bounce back. He missed 1 field goal last year on 30 tries. Come on, bro. How are they supposed to count on you like that?
Yes! Yes!
Tennessee's roster looks improved when you absorb it all at once. Levis is surrounded by good to star playmaker types. Pollard for Henry. Look, it's a downgrade, but it's not really that simple. But there's respect in play here, okay? upgrades at 2 receiver slots, though. Ridley and Boyd are great adds for will.i.am. The O-line also received an infusion. Latham should improve the left tackle spot. Cushenberry also represents green in this case at the center position.
Yep.
Over to the defensive side, the front three. Joseph Day just isn't as good as Autry is, but Sweat seems like an upgrade over Pico. At inside linebacker, Alshire and Murray both tackle monster types, so a push, though Murray does have some shoes to fill. Backside, Snead and Awuzie should improve their pass defense significantly. McCreary wasn't a problem, so their corner trio should be pretty good. They hope their safeties play the pass better as a result. So with so many upgrades, what's the deal with their 6.5 win total? The answer, their schedule. Tennessee plays
schedule.
just 3 teams with over-unders of 6.5 or lower. That's one of the lowest totals of any team.
There's certain
this
games
season.
here that I
New
feel like we
England,
could
who
walk
they get
away
at
with
home.
that
Minnesota,
we might not,
also a
but
home game. Washington, who they get on the road. They'll find a way to get a couple interdivision wins too, but you can see it. They play a ton of teams with high expectations. 5 wins, then, is our floor based on a very bumpy road. If Levis makes the jump with the improved pass-catching group, let's give their roster a 9-win type status. Now they beat Chicago week 1. Find a way to take the Jets, get a win in LA versus the Chargers, and split with the Texans. 9-8 isn't a high ceiling, but it would be serious progress under the circumstances with the Texans.
9-8. So these are the games they're saying we're going to lose. Packers, Dolphins, Bills, Lions, Texans, Bengals, Colts, Jags. Okay. This is the ceiling. This is 9 wins. There's still a world here where we get these 9 games that I say we could beat a team like a Miami, which we beat last season with a worse team. We could beat a team like Green Bay. We could beat a team like the Indianapolis Colts. You could get 10 wins there. You can get 10 wins from the Packers game. You can get 10 wins from the Dolphins game. Realistically, you can get 10 wins from the Lions game. Who knows? I think saying our ceiling is 9 wins is a little bit miscued. I think realistically it's probably about 10.5. It's probably about 10.5, maybe max 11. That's max top ceiling. Floor though, I can't disagree too much with the floor being 5. Because if it comes out Will doesn't improve, the offensive line's not improved, we're going to lose these opening games, and it's really going to be a struggle. And then 5, I can totally see a world where that's realistic. But I think, well, all said and done, ladies and gentlemen, there we go. We see 9-8 as the 2024 ceiling by the NFL. If y'all guys enjoyed this video and have more Titans-related content that y'all would like me to react to, or any football content in general, or sports content, drop it down below. I will get right to it. This has been your boy Cass. I think this is going to go up on a Saturday. So if it does, check out the NCAA video that we'll have going up alongside it. This will probably go up at 12. That'll go up at 2. So if you can, check that out. But besides that, I'll see you guys in the next video. This has been your boy Cass. I'm out. Bye, guys.